Good morning. You're watching the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Navneet Saluja D'Souza.
Good morning, Navneet. I'm Agam Vakil. The top headlines of this hour. Tepid Thursday for Indian markets as both benchmark indices seem to trade. India VIX declines. Open interest surges in SRF and Muthoot Finance. Traders take fresh positions in their respective futures. SEBI issues a second show cause notice to NSE in the co-location case. And Reliance Industries will hold its 41st annual general meeting today.
Okay, those are the top headlines at this hour. Let's also tell you what's happening with the markets this Thursday morning. It's turning out to be a flat session after the gains that we've seen in the last two trading sessions, and the Nifty futures are trading at a discount right now with of almost 2 to 3 points as we speak. So a flat trade for Nifty, but Bank Nifty, remember, that's the one which is outperforming. And not to forget, today is the day for the weekly options expiry as it's Thursday. So let's just tell you what the Bank Nifty July futures currently are doing. Discount of 28 points, but still it surpassed the level of 26,500. Let me tell you, this was a level where maximum amount of open interest for this weekly expiry was there, so that's already been surpassed. Let's also tell you which are the most active strikes on this expiry day for the Bank Nifty. 26,700 call is quite active in trade. We've also seen 26,600 call being active. Also on the put side, you've got 26,300 put strike, which is active. So watch out for these levels. It looks like the expiry can happen in the range of 26,400 to almost 26,600 or 650 thereabouts. But in terms of Nifty strikes, what's happening today, the 10,800 and the 10,900 call strikes, they've seen some bit of open interest addition as we speak. That's the 10,800 call. Almost 3 lakh shares have been added. That's trading with a premium of 103 points. The 10,900 call too seems to have added nearly 3.2 lakh shares as we speak. On the put side, remember, maximum open interest now for the July series is at 10,600 put. So that continues to see more and more of build up, and that's becoming a very, very strong base for the July series. So watch out for that mark, and 2 lakh shares as of now has been added in terms of open interest. What did the FIs do and what they've been doing for the July series? Remember, they've been net short on index futures. We've been highlighting that. As you can see, the ratio shorts are almost 61%. In yesterday's session, though the markets were up, they added more contracts on the short side. Almost 6,700 contracts were added there. Even on the index option side, we did see some bit of long bets coming about because call long agam on that front, almost 8,000 contracts were added.
Well, in the stocks side of things too, we have SRF, which is one of the few stocks which are advancing in trade today, and some recovery, if I might say, considering so much volatility that we've seen in SRF over the previous couple of months for that matter. It's about a 16% added, even as we see more traction in SRF. Muthoot Finance, of course, is the other stock which is also looking at an uptick of nearly 3% in today's day of trade. Longs coming along for that one. MRPL and PC Jeweler among some other key losers in today's day of trade. And Tata's Elixir for the second straight day, while there hasn't been too much change in its underlying, there has been an accumulation in open interest. And of course, now is a time when we start seeing a lot of positions taking on account of expectations on earnings. So it'll be interesting to watch how some of these stocks move up and move, or for that matter, lose out in trade. On the losing end, and in terms of unwinding, we aren't seeing too much, too much to speak for. So Tata Motors, DVR, along with ICICI Prudential, LSE Housing Finance, very little change in OI. So I will keep an eye on SRF today and Muthoot Finance.
Okay, so those are the stock futures which are active in trade, and though it's looking like a day where there's no movement seen in terms of the frontline indices, but let me tell you, both Nifty as well as Bank Nifty have been trading above their 20 DMA. In fact, in today's session, Bank Nifty's crossed its 20 DMA of nearly 26,467 because we crossed the 500 mark. All right, moving ahead, before we get our guest in the show, here's a reminder for you all. If you have any queries in the futures and options market, please call us now on 022-4540-4141. Write to us on Twitter, Facebook, or for the ones who are watching our show on YouTube, you can write your queries on that platform. Also, just don't forget to add the AskPQ hashtag. Let's welcome our F&O experts then. Gaurav Bissa of LKP Securities and Brijesh Singh of StockAxis are here with us to discuss their technical view on the markets. Good morning to both of you gentlemen. Gaurav, let me come to you first. Not much of movement seen for Nifty after 2 strong days, but Bank Nifty is the one which is in focus. It's outperforming. It's breached the 20-day moving average. Today is also Thursday, a day of the weekly options expiry. What sort of levels will you be monitoring today on both these indices?
Good morning. For Bank Nifty, it had a strong reaction at 26,500. We saw a lot of trading also happening on those levels. So now that becomes a support. Any dip towards 26,500 can be utilized to buy a 26,000 call option for the expiry, the weekly expiry. I think then we can expect a move sort of coming in, and we can expect that option becoming in the money. The crucial levels for slightly larger term would be 26,750. That is the level we have not been able to sustain and close above these levels. If those are sustained, then a strong breakout sort of can be seen. Otherwise, Bank Nifty can still continue to trade in range. I think the very short-term levels are quite interesting, but for long-term, we need to have a good closing about 26,750 spot.
Okay, and Brijesh, how about you? How are you approaching the benchmark indices at this point in time?
No doubt, yesterday we have seen a Bank Nifty trading somewhere on 26,150. It made a low, and from there we have seen a pullback to the level of 27,400 or 400 plus. And now it's been trading above the crucial resistance zone, that is 26,500. And what Gaurav has said is absolutely right. 26,750 or 26,800 would be the zone where, you know, if we are able to cross this level, then definitely we are heading for a 27,200 plus zone. So on the higher side, we 26,750 to 26,800 would be acting as a resistance, followed by 26,400 to 26,350 would be the range. So it's a broader range. And in that picture scenario, even the Nifty, which was been trading as a seesaw sort of thing, one day up, one day down, this weekly in this week. So in today's session, it's been trading about 10,750 zone. So if anyhow one wants to trade for a Nifty on a buy side for a couple of sessions in a mind, so if it trades somewhere around 10,750 to 10,750 zone, one can take a buy call, and with keeping a stop loss of 10,725, look for a target of 10,810 to 10,820 odd level.
Okay, so Brijesh is suggesting to go long on Nifty futures with the target of 10,810 to 10,820. Gaurav, I think you have an option strategy for the day on Bank Nifty, and that's to buy the 26,600 call strike of today's expiry.
Well, yes, it was trading at 33 rupees. I think with a stop loss of 15-20 rupees, one can play for targets of that option becoming double 67 rupees. What I'm hoping for, I think it can become in the money also at the later course of the trading session.
Okay, then let's shift focus and take stock calls. Brijesh, what stocks are you betting on in today's day of trade?
See, I'm looking for a cement sector. That ACC looks good. In past 5 sessions, if I'm not mistaken, the stock had moved from a level of 1275 and now even trading at 1383, making a higher bottom formation on the hourly chart, which is giving the positive view. So a 1375 zone would be the ideal level to buy. So keeping that thing below that, one can take a buy call in it with keeping a stop loss of 1350 and looking for the target of 1395 to 1400, which before the show, which I have given, but the target is can be revised, and I'm looking stock touching 1410 to 1415 odd level in 2 to 3 trading session. Another buy call is would be coming from a private bank, that is a Yes Bank. Higher bottom formation has been formed, trendline breakout has been formed on our hourly chart on the Yes Bank. So 341, 342 would be the level which one can take a buy call, and it keeping a stop loss of 337 and look for the target of 349 to 350 zone.
those are the two long calls, and Brijesh also gave a long call on ACC. Remember, the cement stocks today are doing quite well. India Cement, ACC, Ambuja, Ultratech, all these large cap companies at least have seen good sort of gains coming about in the opening session till now. But Gaurav, in terms of individual stock futures, what are you betting on?
Bank of Baroda is one that is looking quite interesting for the reason that we saw strong short positions getting built. We saw correction happening from 140, 145 levels to 110, 112. And now we are seeing some amount of short covering happening. If the current levels are held, technical bounce back or a short covering rally towards 120 cannot be ruled out. So that will be my target with a small source of 1.5. One can buy BOB futures. Second would be buy on HPCL. I'm trying to target the stocks that are near the support levels, already seen good correction. There is exhaustion in short portion that we're seeing in the name. HPCL is another name. It's been trading in the channel, supports of which are coming around 250 to 51. So if these levels are held, a strong bounce towards 265 to 70 can be seen. It's bounced back some quite a bit, I think, with a stop loss of 251. One can buy for immediate target price of 265. If that is sustained, even 275 would become quite possible in the current series.
All right, some interesting stock ideas there. Let's pull up Britannia. It seems that it's another lifetime high at this point in time. It continues to advance further and further into uncharted territory. It's up another, well, 0.8% today's job trade. Not significant gains, but the takeaway here is that it continues to advance. And, you know, as some might argue that as per the technical indicators, it may just look a tad bit expensive, a tad bit overbought, but there's no stopping this one. There's very little change in open interest, currently at around 6,367 when it comes to July futures. Gaurav, I'm going to come back to you on this one. Do you think it would be brave for traders to, well, perhaps play on some sort of consolidation for Britannia at this point in time?
Well, Britannia has been an outperformer, so to speak of, and it has been seeing decent additions also. But then again, it's already moved up quite a bit. It is better to stick to stocks that are on the verge of giving a breakout or that has given a strong bounce from the crucial support levels. So something like a Dabur would make more sense in buying. It can test levels of 420. Stop loss can be 2%. It has been trading in a range, given a breakout, and it sustained those levels. So that would be a better pick among the similar space, among the FMCG space, rather than buying Britannia, which has been no doubt in strong upward trend. But I don't think the risk would be that favorable.
Okay, that's the view coming in on a couple of these stocks. Dabur today not doing too much. It's just about trading flat, but we're getting a lot of your queries on our social media platforms. So let me first go across to Ravi Shankar's query. He writes to us on YouTube. He's asking if this is the right time now to create a fresh long position on Infosys July futures. Remember, Infy has been trading weak in today's trade. It's also a heavyweight on the index, so probably that's weighing on the index. 3.6% lower for that one. Brijesh, if I could come to you, Infosys, which was trading around its all-time high levels, is seeing some bit of profit booking. The results come out on 13th. Ahead of that, do you think any sort of position can be taken at lower levels?
See, from 1356, the stock has gone for a sideways consolidation, and after that, it has broken the previous swing low of that was 1337 with increase in volume. So that the pain is still left. 1284 would be the first support level to watch. If it holds on, then we can see a pullback, but I don't think so because the volume has been increased. So that indicate there are chances that we might try to touch 1250, 1260 zone. So ideal level to buy would be somewhere around 1250, 1260 zone, with keeping a stop loss of 1225 and look for the pullback again to the level of say 1300. But at this juncture of time, I'll say better to be away from this counter rather on a long side. If he wants, then and on active trading, he can look for going short at this juncture with keeping a stop loss of 1320 and look for the target of 1284 followed by 1250 to 1260 zone.
This certainly is a very sharp correction after the tremendous trend that we've seen in Infosys over the past couple of weeks. In fact, yesterday it was trading well above the mark of 1350 at one point in time. We have seen a substantial correction at this point in time. But let's move on to the next query. And this one is on the Nifty put. We have Uday Kumar on YouTube who writes to us. He says he's bought the Nifty 10,600 put at 90. And what's the view here? So Brijesh, I'm going to come back to you on this one. Do you think this is a good position to take at this point in time? And what would you advise Uday Kumar to do with his position?
See, as I said, 10,055 is a crucial level from where we have seen a bounce back. If I'm not wrong, spot made a low of 10,557, and we have seen a sharp pullback rally. And in this session also, this week's session, we have not able to break 10,600. So 10,600 would be acting as a strong support. So buying at 90, and right now the put value has been quoting somewhere around 69. On the higher side, as I said, 10,800 and 10,820 are the resistance zone. So keeping that thing as a stop loss, one can hold right now. If we have seen the profit booking, then 10,700 can be broken, and at least your cost price would be coming up. But keep a strict stop loss of 10,820 zone. Anyhow, if we are able to trade up 10,820 zone, then we can see a sharp rally till 10,950 zone. So keep a stop loss of 10,820, and any downside somewhere around 10,700 to try to be exit from the put call.
That's the view coming in on the 10,600 put. Let me just go across and take our next query, and that is the one coming in on RBL Bank, and this is a stock which actually a lot of fundamental and technical analysts on our different shows has been recommending. So Augustine on YouTube is asking, he's got the 550 call which he purchased at 30, and he wants to know if he should continue to hold this one, and this is in the money now as the underlying is trading around the level of 570. Gaurav, if I could come to you, the 550 strike, I don't know how liquid it is because no trade has happened so far, at least in today's session, but he's bought around the level of 30. It's still at 30.7. What would you recommend him to do? Can he look to hold on?
Which stock is it?
RBL Bank 550 call strike.
Well, I think he has already made good amount of profit. He should book the profits because later on he might not be able to get the chance. This does not mean that the stock is not looking good. I think he should book profits in the 550 call option and buy a 580 call option for that matter. This is giving a good breakout. If the current level is sustained, it can test levels of 600 in the current month. So we have recommended to our clients as well. It's on the verge of a good breakout. One should be buying RBL Bank. But since it's already in the money, I would recommend that it's prudent to buy a 580 strike.
Okay, then let's address the other stock which was in focus at least until a couple of weeks ago. That's Bajaj Finance. Can we pull up the futures at this point in time? Our next query comes from one of our regulars, Bikash Pekare. He has bought one lot of Bajaj Finance, and that's the 2400 call of Bajaj Finance at 49. And he wants an expert's view on this one. Bajaj Finance, do remember, was extremely strong. And it did see a little bit of a correction after seeing, well, substantially high levels. It's currently trading at 52, so he's making a little bit of profit, not too much. Brijesh, what's your view on Bajaj Finance? We have seen some strength come back in Bajaj Finserv. Can we expect that follow through on Bajaj Finance as well? And what would you advise Bikash to do with his position?
See, on the hourly chart as well as on a daily chart, the stock had been trading in a narrow range of 2250 to 2325 zone. Now the stock has broken the upper band and has been trading above that. So I'll say hold on to your call. Right now, the call which he has bought has been trading at 54 rupees. I'm looking at on a daily chart basis. Bajaj Finance, I'm looking stock touching another say 100 and 150 rupee upside are being seen. So 2475 are the level where the supply would be coming. So till that where he can book his profit. As a stop loss, keep a strict stop loss of 22 25 zone. So if that thing breaks, then that chances are that the stock can drift down. So keep a stop loss of 22 25 and hold on to your stock.
hold on to the position and keep a stop loss of 22 to 25. Let's move on and take our next query on Dr. Reddy's. Remember, the pharma stocks have been doing pretty well, and Dr. Reddy's all through this week has been trading in the positive territory. Debujyoti Banerjee on YouTube wants a view on the 2400 call strike. Gaurav, 2400 call strike of Dr. Reddy's, which is currently out of the money, but that's this also strike which is sitting with maximum open interest. Would you suggest somebody to take a position here?
One can buy here. It's on the verge of a decent breakout on very short-term frame, and the violation has been there. And since last few weeks, we have seen a lot of buying interest emerging in Dr. Reddy. So yes, this would be a decent bet. But if somebody wants to play for a quick gain, I think even strides Sashun, if it sustains 420, there can be significant up move that we can see in a very short period of time. It can head levels of 450 within a week. So what we are suggesting to our clients is to have a focus on a 430 or 440 call option in strike Sashun. But yes, Dr. Reddy, if the person is interested in that particular stock only, then I think 2400 can be a good strike.
Okay, well, there you have it. Let's bring on ICICI Bank then and see where those futures are trading. Again, another stock which has been, well, relatively volatile, but some strength coming through over the past couple of days. We have a question from, Rajdeep Anand on YouTube, and he's bought the ICICI Bank July futures at 273, and he wants a view on this one. Gaurav, can I come back to you on this one? What do you make of ICICI Bank futures, the July ones, and what would you advise the viewer should do?
The stock has given a small bounce back sort of, but still stuck in the range. A lot of riding that we saw in 300 that has now shifted to levels of 290, and now even there's some riding happening in 280 call option as well. So for the time being, there's not much of a trade that I can think of or I can see. There can be probably a bounce that can be seen about 280 mark. So if somebody wants to buy in private banks, HDFC Bank would be better because it's showing early signs of small breakout of 30-40 rupees in a day or two. So if somebody wants for a quick trade, stick to HDFC Bank. For ICICI Bank, buy only about 280.
Okay, let's take some query from Facebook now. Arun Bhatti writes to us, he has a position in sale, that's Steel Authority. He's got the 80 call strike after paying a premium of nearly 4 rupees there, and he wants to know what to do with this one. I think the current premium on the, it's at the money strike, 80 premium is somewhere about 3.1. It's actually come off his buy price. Gaurav, I'll come back to you. Any views on Steel Authority? If somebody has bought the strike, 80 strike at a premium of 4, which is currently now 3.2, 3.3, what would the advice be?
The only positive aspect is it's trading near the levels of support levels of 79, 78.5. So that can be taken as a stop loss and hold on. If that is broken, I would suggest to exit the stock because then it can fall towards the level of 75, 75.5. So use a stop loss of 1 rupee on a spot basis, and if this is sustained, I would not say that there's going to be a strong up move, but there can be a bounce towards the level of 82, 83. So that can give you decent returns.
Okay, there you have it. I think that's what you have in terms of sale. I'm going to try and sort some more queries out, and I'm not sure if we have addressed the Bank Nifty query that we have on YouTube. We have RB on YouTube. He suggests that he's bought the Bank Nifty 26,600 put at 95. The question is, what should I do? Can we take a look at this particular put and see where that's trading at, the 26,600 put on the Bank Nifty? Do remember that today we do have the weekly options expiry on the Bank Nifty options. But if we can pull that up and see where this one is currently trading at, or at least pull up the futures and see where the Bank Nifty futures currently are moving and how they're trending in today's day of trade. So it's at around 26,518, not too far away from, well, and this particular put is, as a matter of fact, in the money. Brijesh, how would you help RB out with his position? He's bought his put at around 95.
26,900 put?
The 26,600 put.
Okay, so he has bought at 95, right now he's been quoting somewhere around 98. See, what I feel is that 26,430 should be acting as a support. So it should not be get broken on a weekly expiry basis, or say even on the further time frame. So keeping that thing as a stop loss on the higher side, 26,600 to 26,750 would be the first hurdle, but where the tough resistance lies at 26,750 zone. So keeping that thing in mind, so I'll say right now there are chances that the stock can, the Bank Nifty can outperform, and it can try to touch a level of 26,700 to 26,750 odd level.
Okay, that's the view coming in on the 26,600 put strike of a Bank Nifty. Well, on that note, we'd like to thank both our experts, Gaurav as well as Brijesh. Appreciate both of you joining us today and taking us through your views in the derivatives market, and also helping our viewers with their queries. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. Thanks a lot for watching, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint for more news and updates.